Morgan Lowry, Canadian Press. Ontario Premier Doug Ford said that if you want to do something about the preemptive use of the notwithstanding clause, you need to sit down with the premiers and talk about reopening the Constitution. Even though Ford has decided to repeal his use of it to deal with the Union of Public Employees, would you be open to doing that to get ready for the next time?
Canadians are facing challenges around the rising cost of living. People are worried about climate change. People want to know that there are going to be good jobs for them now and into the future. People want to know that we're preparing for possible future pandemics. These are the things that are top of mind for Canadians, not reopening the Constitution. Our focus is on being there to support Canadians now. Our focus is on building good jobs for the future. And our focus will always be standing up for people's fundamental rights. The proactive use of the notwithstanding clause suspends people's fundamental rights and freedoms. I think all Canadians know how important it is to protect those fundamental rights and freedoms, and this government will never back down from standing up for people's rights and freedoms. And if premiers across the country want to avoid the kind of disruption that we've seen in Ontario over these past few days, the answer is simple. Just don't use the notwithstanding clause proactively.
Morning, Premier. Antonella Artuso from the Toronto Sun. Last week, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau was highly critical of your use of the notwithstanding clause. He called it inappropriate and wrong. I'm wondering if his comments had any weight with you, what you thought of him diving into that issue.
Well, you know, the notwithstanding clause is a constitutional tool for provincial governments to use. It's well within our government's right to use this tool. We're using every tool we have to keep kids in class. And as for the Prime Minister, it's very disappointing. The Prime Minister is being selective within certain provinces about his concerns of overturning the notwithstanding clause. If he wants to sit down with all the premiers and have a conversation about the Constitution, that's something he needs to decide for himself.
Are you open to that idea, taking a harder new look at the notwithstanding clause and where it's appropriate to use it and where it's not?
If the Prime Minister wants to sit down and have a constitutional conversation with all the premiers, I can assure you all the premiers will be there to talk about the constitutional changes if he wants to go down that road. I'd highly recommend not to.